Hello people, it is I once again, a little video for you. This one is a remarkable scene that can easily be overlooked, or the true implications of it may be not immediately obvious, but this is a YouTuber who makes videos in relation to Mog the Week. Mog the Week being a reference to this chap, Jacob Rees-Mogg, who seems to be a very well-educated and well-informed chap who knows a lot more about the traditions of Parliament, dating back through time and history, than the average Joe Bloggs member of Parliament who you might vote for in your local constituent. And this is Russia. This is all about Russia. Jacob Rees-Mogg is addressing the Houses of Parliament, and particularly Teresa May, the Prime Minister, in relation to Russia being a naughty boy and putting in tough sanctions or restrictions on Russia. So that's the context, in context of the poisoning of the ex-KGB spy who defected to the UK. That's the context of it. But in Theresa May's answer, she absolutely gives the game away. But you won't notice it the first time, I guarantee it. So here we are, Jacob Rees-Mogg, rah 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 rah, do something about Russia.
Ready to show very tangibly that we will support our friends and allies who may also be at risk from Russia.
I thank my honourable friend for his remarks. As I said in my statement, we will freeze Russian state assets wherever we have the evidence that they may be used to threaten the life or property of UK nationals or residents.
There it was. Everything you need to know about anything the government ever does has just been said in that little statement. I will go back 5 seconds because you probably missed it. Well, 10 seconds.
For his remarks. As I said in my statement, we will freeze Russian state assets wherever we have the evidence that they may be used to threaten the life or property of UK nationals or residents.
Two things. Something Karl Lentz has already says. The only function of any government is to protect and secure property, and obviously life, because life is your property. You know, your being is property. So it's just been confirmed here by the Prime Minister. So life and property of UK nationals and or residents. Yeah. So because you have a passport or a visa or I don't know whatever, or some sort of non-requirement because you're an EU citizen, you have residence, doesn't mean you're necessarily a national. Now, if you're born in England, that makes you a national, because as soon as you're born of the land, born onto the land of England, you become, in the monarchy system that is in place at the moment, you become the Queen's. There is a presumption that you become the Queen's subject, and as the Queen's subject, it gives you certain duties and obligations to the functions of the kingdom, or the queendom, first kingdom. But this is just such an amazing thing in relation to Theresa May. Just confirming here what Karl Lentz has already said. The only thing that we can deal with is property. A property is like, think of a lost property. Yeah? You go to a cinema and you drop your phone, you drop your wallet. Yeah. No one knows what you're going to lose in the cinema. But you go to the counter or the manager and you say, hello, do you have a lost property department? It's not lost stuff. It's not lost goods. It's not lost wares. It's lost property. Because it belongs to someone. That is someone's property. And this harks back to things like if you find money on the streets, you're technically supposed to hand that into the police because that would be someone's property. Whether it's a paper note, whether it's a wallet, a phone, a purse, a handbag, whatever it may be, if it appears abandoned, the right and proper thing to do is to hand it into the local office, whether it be a police station, a sheriff's station, or whatever you have in your local area, so that at least someone can have an opportunity to claim back their property and prove that it's theirs and be reunited with their property. That is essentially lost property. And you look at my Jamie video that I did, when the police book you in after being arrested. Jamie was arrested, if you remember, on suspicion of growing pot in his house, and he was arrested and brought to a police station on that suspicion. And the first thing they did is open up a little book, and they ask him to empty his pockets. And they say, what you got on you? Right, you got a phone. Let's put that in the property book. Okay, he's got a phone. That goes in the property book. Oh, he's probably got a wallet on him. Right, that goes in the property book. He's got some house keys on him. Right, that goes in the property book. Yeah, all the things that the police do is property book. And this is something I've made had an interesting chat with a policeman about in another occurrence that I met with the police, tried to educate them, but it's not always immediately apparent to police. They're not necessarily educated in the law, nor technically should you be, because as the old phrase goes, ignorance of the law is no excuse. It's your duty to know the law, and it's your parents' duty to know the law and to teach children and everyone around us what the actual law is. It's not the government's duty to tell you the law. It's not the government's duty. The government's duty is to ensure that your property and life is protected. And that's, you know, if you don't know the law and, you know, they make up some lovely little statute that's going to impede your rights, as you would cry out for it to be doing, then that's your fault, because you don't know where your standing is in society. But I thought this was a very lovely little phrase that Teresa May made in Parliament that gave the game away completely. Securing and protecting the rights of property and of the people.
Friend for his remarks. As I said in my statement, we will freeze Russian state assets wherever we have the evidence that they may be used to threaten the life or property of UK nationals or residents.